we're going to rate and rank all 18 MCU movies.
Okay.
So from Phase 1 down to Phase 3, we're going to be talking about what's our least favorite to our most favorite as a group.
You know what? Thinking about Phase 1 Phase 3, I like that Marvel, the whole like cinematic universe is just a teenager and it just has phases. And then it's like
So what phase
It's
is
going
three?
through growing pains.
It's like
phase
14 year
3
old.
is like he wants to get piercings and it's like
Oh
to have
wow.
a
So
little
he's like
romance.
legal, 18.
yeah, it's like Mom, I'm doing it's not a phase, Mom, I swear.
So phase 3 is emo
Same
phase.
thing.
It's who I am.
All right, let's go ahead and introduce everyone.
Yeah, let's start it off.
So-
All right. So ready?
Yep.
All right. Well, welcome to the comic book. You start again. So welcome to the YOUmedia Comic Book Podcast. I am your host Montgomery, and today we're going to be talking about and ranking all 18 MCU movies to date in light of the Avengers Infinity War, which is coming out this Friday or Thursday if you happen to see it tomorrow. So let's go around the room to do a quick introduction before we get started. So let's go to my left.
Good evening, my name is Nathaniel Gonzalez, aka All Room Swept.
And my name is not a cleaning utensil, but it's actually Chris Miller.
It's a very small one.
Hello, my name is Daniel Torrejon. You can call me Dan V.
My name is Lowell. I'm a very decent fellow. I also go by Pablo, Eduardo, a lot of Hispanic names. So
Alright, I'm Colin.
It's your boy Gio.
Last but not least, my name is Ronald Scott. Back today, I will go by Ron the Don. There you go.
All right.
Don.
All right, so let's get started. We have our three phases.
the cringe.
So starting off with phase 1. So 2008, we have our first movie called Iron Man. We have The Incredible Hulk, the one with not Mark Ruffalo, but Edward Norton. So it's a different guy altogether. Iron Man 2 came out in 2010. Thor, 2011. Captain America, the First Avenger, also 2011. And The Avengers Ends Phase 1, which came out in 2012. And Nathaniel, why don't you take care of Phase 2?
Okay, so for Phase 2, we have Iron Man 3, which came out in 2013. Thor Dark World, which also came out in 2013. True. Captain America, the Winter Soldier, which came out in 2014. Guardians of the Galaxy, also 2014. Avengers Age of Ultron, which was 2015, and Ant-Man, which is also 2015.
All right. So, Lowell, you want to do the Phase 3?
I can't read upside down, my guy, but I will. All right, so first off, we got Captain America Civil War 2016. Then we got Doctor Strange 2016. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 2017. Spider-Man Homecoming 2017. Thor Ragnarok, basically Guardians of the Galaxy 3 2017. And Black Panther, a.k.a. Melanin Twitter 2018.
All right, so before we get to ranking, let's go around the room and kind of give our ideas of what makes a good Marvel movie. That's like our criteria that makes that a benchmark for us to go by. So I'll throw this out first. To me, a really good Marvel movie, it has to do something where the character is something that you can relate to, or it moves the whole cinematic universe in a new direction, or something that is just more than just beat 'em up guys and that's all there is, nothing but action, but it doesn't go anywhere. So that's my quick definition. So what about you, Nathaniel?
From what I know about every single Marvel movie that I've seen, which is all of them, I think that you need to repeat plots. Just like a Supreme sticker on anything, you just gotta slap the Marvel logo on there. And a few sponsors somewhere hidden in the background, maybe a few open labels. And
Pepsi bottles just fall off.
change your actors every 2 movies.
Okay.
That's what makes a horrible movie.
No, just a Marvel movie. Like Hulk. I was so sad when they changed Hulk.
The question is, what makes a good movie a good movie, right?
Well, a good Marvel movie. Come on, so your
We have
definition.
modifiers here. We gotta, you know.
A good Marvel movie is... I'm thinking about Iron Man, Black Panther, for some reason. Those two movies come to the head. And First Avengers was pretty good. And Avengers Civil War.
And
And Guardians, I guess. Definitely new characters being introduced. I think one of the cool things about comics was that all these characters that were in the comics, like, okay, this one does this and this one does that. And definitely introducing something new. So like a new world, new setting, new, like, okay, what is this character's story about? So definitely setting it apart with, you know, just the storyline, just the who we're talking about here. But yeah, I would say, I don't know, I have to ponder on that. I have to ponder on it a little bit more.
and he wants to ponder.
Well, I really like all the Marvel movies because, well, I don't know what to say. It's really good. I know that they have their ups and downs, but yeah, well, no comments.
Nothing makes a Marvel movie good. But no, I think what I like about all the Marvel movies, and what makes them good is that they kind of do their job of building on the character. Like, character development is something that really
Really major.
yeah, extremely major. So it's like from Iron Man to Iron Man 2, you know, like Tony obviously, like, and throughout the first Iron Man, his biggest thing is that, yo, I'm no longer just gonna make weapons because, like, haha, my own weapons was used against me. So it's like, you know, and they really like kind of created on his character. You know, Thor went from being just like, oh, I'm just gonna be extremely cocky and like I'm that guy, to are like still extremely cocky, but like I'm a little humble down. And it also builds like on their powers. The one thing that I wish they would have done, but I know they couldn't have because like Disney is like should have gave Tony his drinking addiction. I
Yeah,
feel
they kind of touched on that on the second one,
Yeah.
but it was because of what he was going through
Yeah.
that he was drinking a lot more.
But I feel like if they would have went
Yeah.
into depth about that, but obviously you can, because it's like it's not a TV show, it's a movie, so you only have like a certain amount of time. You can spend a whole like movies just being like, yo, like he has a drinking addiction, because then it's like it's not a Marvel movie, it's a movie about him being drunk with a robot, and that's not cool. But yeah, I think character development is something that they do good throughout like all the phases and all the movies.
Cool. All right. What I like in a movie in general, but also in the Marvel movies that I do like, I think is freshness of vision. So I think it's good to have a director with an actual plan, and that isn't just sort of like a hired gun to sort of fall within their producer's idea of where the almost like a television series, you know, where like each episode is just like looks like the one before it, right? A person who has kind of a unique sort of viewpoint on where his sort of piece of the pie is going to go with it. So I guess when we start talking about the specifics of which ones we think are better or worse, I'm going to be talking, I think, probably a little bit more about that, and maybe even, you know, talking about the directors behind some of these movies, I guess.
What I gotta take out, like, favorite part of any Marvel movie is probably like the comedy and like the action of the movies, like how they're all planned. Like each movie, there's like someone's going against something else, and like it like makes the movie good. Except for like, I don't know.
Jeez.
All right. What makes a good Marvel movie? Well, obviously the characters and their development. I also say like the setting and how they try to put it with the modern world, especially like how they do with just costume designs, the ways the actors have to act, just different interactions, and like they never in a superhero movie you'll probably think of them talking about social media, and it's only like a little 1 second thing within their conversations or something like that. Yeah, exactly. I think the last thing that will actually make a Marvel movie good, which it always does, is the ending scene because it always leads to the next one or to the next big project they have. Yeah.
All right. So, who wants to launch the first missile?
Infinity War.
So,
What's
Well,
up?
like,
What's
knock,
up?
knock out the worst one, or
Knock out the
Dark
worst
World,
one,
or
Thor,
theories
Dark
on
World.
Infinity
Put it there. You're there. Oh, you thought you were gonna get it next? Iron Man 3, you're right after.
Hey,
Hold
okay,
on,
okay.
No,
hold on.
you're all bad.
Let's talk about that one then. 'cause
We're
All right.
going right to it.
let's talk about
Any
that.
objections?
To
To
Thor:
Thor:
Dark
Dark
World.
Is there anything that's even worse?
I didn't even take my time to go watch it. So
Even
I'm
It
looking.
was-
I'm looking on here. Yeah, I don't.
I didn't watch.
I can't argue with that one way or the other. So go for it.
I didn't watch.
Wait.
Go ahead.
huh?
I'm trying to
You
like,
cannot debate with me.
See if there's anything worse
horrible.
than Dark World.
Like I haven't seen Ant-Man or Spider-Man Home.
that would probably
okay.
be like the
Oh, is Spider-Man Homecoming on there? Oh,
Like that
my
one?
god!
I didn't
Whatever
finish
it
the
was.
movie because I didn't like it.
That I seen that movie. I didn't see Thor:
Ant-Man?
Dark World,
Oh.
but I heard it's horrible. I was like, literally, that has to be a tie. Spider-Man: Homecoming is horrible. I'm so sorry. It was very bad.
See, I didn't think Spider-Man: Homecoming was that bad compared to some other things that are on
Yeah.
that table
Oh
over
my.
there. So
It was.
this is gonna be a fun debate when we get to that, I guess. So,
Iron
yeah.
Man 2 one.
But can we all agree on Thor: Dark World, or
I
we can move on from
definitely
there?
agree with that.
Okay,
one.
cool.
That is just
was
after the
lazy.
first
It was
movie, it goes such like repetitiveness, and it's just like there's nothing fun about this. There's nothing enjoyable about the villain. You don't care about anything. Who cares about Thor or Jane for that matter? And I think the problem lies too is because the first director was a woman who was later moved off due to creative
Dismissed,
differences.
yeah.
There were such problems with the whole script. So I definitely agree with you, Noah. This is Thor: The Dark World. It to me
Put it there.
The worst of
the
the worst.
Ether.
All right.
Ether. So yeah. So all right.
All right, guys.